What's happening isn't just, another Google update. It's fundamentally changing the client discovery process. It's really reshaping how someone looking for design help actually finds the right professional.
According to the experts at Google, AI search is replacing traditional search engines. And while most marketing experts are still telling interior design business owners to optimize for SEO, more and more of your potential clients are asking AI things like, who's the best residential interior designer in the Annex neighbourhood of Midtown Toronto with 10 plus years of experience and a focus on transitional design and expertise with project management and kitchen design? If that sounds like a problem you didn't even know you had, you're in the right place. In today's episode of the Interior DesignHer podcast, we're breaking down the massive shift from Google search to AI search and exactly what it means for your interior design business. Let's dive in.
Okay, hello and welcome back to the deep dive. We've got some really compelling material in front of us today, brought in by you, our listener. It's all about this massive shift that's happening right now, and how clients are finding services online, and specifically what this means if you're an interior designer.
Yeah, we're looking at a guide and some podcast excerpts that really zero in on this. Well, this seismic change, the move away from traditional search, the Google search we all know. So our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack this information. We want to understand why the old playbooks, like chasing Google rankings with generic SEO, might just be outdated, and more importantly, uncover the new opportunities this whole new world of AI search is creating for designers.
It really is a huge topic. It's hard to overstate the importance of this. What's happening isn't just, another Google update. It's fundamentally changing the client discovery process. It's really reshaping how someone looking for design help actually finds the right professional. Okay, so let's jump right in. The core problem this material highlights. It points out that clients are, well, increasingly using AI tools, things like ChatGPT, Perplexity to find services. And when they do that, they aren't necessarily scrolling through pages of Google links anymore. They're getting answers, like directly from the AI.
And that's the absolute crux of it, isn't it? Think about how traditional Google worked, right? You searched, it gave you a list of links, the 10 blue links, basically. You, the user, had to click through, visit different sites, piece it all together, find the provider you wanted. AI search. It's different. It tries to give you a direct answer, often synthesizing info from multiple sources, maybe recommending or describing the best solution or provider it finds based on your question.
So it's not just searching differently, it's consuming information differently.
Exactly. It's a totally different way to consume information and find professional help.
And the material we're looking at makes a pretty pointed observation about marketing advice, too. It suggests a lot of the conventional wisdom out there is still, geared towards that old Google model, optimizing for broad keywords, generic tip content, maybe hoping portfolio pictures somehow help you rank. But this shift to AI search, well, according to this analysis, those tactics just aren't as effective anymore.
Right. And it raises a really interesting question. Why? Why wouldn't those old Google habits translate? Well, Google rewarded technical optimization heavily. Keywords, link building. That's how it saw authority, at least historically. AI search is fundamentally different. It's trying to understand expertise, true knowledge. So it values content that shows deep understanding and provides really comprehensive, direct answers to complex questions, your portfolio. Crucial for clients to see your style, of course.
Yeah.
But for ranking in AI search, the AI doesn't really see pretty pictures in the same way. It understands information, demonstrated knowledge.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting. A major theme in this material. AI search heavily favors specialists. It's not just looking for interior designer in Seattle, it's trying to find the best expert for a very specific need. The example that stood out to me was looking for something like best sustainable interior design expert for tech executives in Seattle. Wow, that's specific.
Incredibly granular. And the timeline presented for this transition, it's compelling. This isn't some far-off future. It's happening now. The material breaks it down. Years 1, 2, that's roughly 2025, 2026. AI search grows. Google's still dominant for a lot of volume. Traditional SEO still brings clicks. So you probably need a hybrid approach then.
Yeah, exactly. A hybrid approach is key, but the early adopters, those focusing on AI positioning now, they start getting an edge.
Then years 3, 4, say 2027, 2028, that's where AI search is predicted to capture a really significant chunk of search volume. Maybe 25%, maybe up to 40%. Direct answers become the expectation. And here's the critical point. Specialist knowledge becomes much more valuable than your old Google ranking. Generic tips, They start to fade.
And year 5 and beyond, so 2029 onwards.
Yeah, the material suggests AI search could really dominate complex queries by then. Niche expertise could command premium positioning.
Hmm.
Generalists might really start to struggle for visibility. And you might even see AI agents handling some basic client intake or info gathering.
Okay. So clients are changing how they search. This new system rewards expertise, specialization. What does this analysis suggest this all means for your interior design business? For the listeners.
Well, it paints a picture of significant opportunity, actually, if you adapt. Positioning for AI search instead of just Google, you could see much better discovery. Clients find you because you're the expert for their specific, unique problem, not just one of many designers in their city.
So it gives you instant authority
Yeah.
almost.
Kind of, yeah. Being recommended by an AI based on demonstrated expertise. That feels different to a client than finding you through an ad or just because you have good backlinks. And this leads to, potentially, premium positioning. When you're the clear best fit for a specific niche need, you're competing less on price, more on your unique value and expertise. It's also presented as a way to future-proof your growth. As AI gets smarter, your deep expertise becomes this really valuable asset that's hard for generalists to copy.
And that first mover advantage you mentioned, getting in early.
Absolutely. You get the chance to own the AI results for your niche before everyone else catches on.
Okay, let's get practical then. Because this material doesn't just diagnose the problem, it gives some really concrete first steps, moving from Google habits to AI positioning.
Yes. And the first step is arguably the most crucial one. You really have to pick your specialization. Stop trying to be everything to everyone in your city. AI search isn't asking, give me a designer. It's asking, give me the best designer for this specific thing.
So you need to choose that specific thing.
Exactly. Choose a niche. Are you the go-to for sustainable design for tech folks? Small space solutions for city families? Pet-friendly luxury? Budget transformations? This focus is absolutely key because AI search is built to answer that who is best for X specific need kind of question.
Okay, step 1, specialize. What's next?
Step 2 is document your process. Write down, in detail, your methodology for how you tackle projects within that specific niche. AI search, the source suggests, really values structured, detailed processes. So outlining something like my 7-step process for designing healthy homes or how I maximize small rental spaces.
And what does that involve, like the actual steps?
It includes things like your unique client assessment phase for that niche, your specific space evaluation criteria, how you approach material selection differently for that niche, your layout logic, and importantly, how you anticipate and solve the common challenges that are unique to your specialization.
Got it. Okay, specialize, document the process. Step 3.
Step 3 is about answering specific questions. Creating content that dives really deep into those niche problems that maybe nobody else is covering properly. The examples in the material are great for this. How do you create a functional home office in a rental where you can't paint or drill holes? Maximizing storage in a tiny studio. Designing with white furniture when you have big dogs. Incorporating accessibility without it looking, institutional.
Right, real world complex problems. Good.
Exactly. AI search rewards content that gives complete expert answers to those granular real-world challenges.
Makes sense. And step 4.
Step 4 is organize your website for AI. And this isn't just aesthetics, it's about structure so the AI understands your expertise. Your services page. Focus it only on your specialization, your portfolio. Maybe organize it not just by room, but by the specific problem you solve within your niche.
Interesting. So problem solution focused portfolio.
Yeah, potentially. And your blog content should directly hit those specific client challenges from step 3. Use clear, descriptive headlines. Something like Sustainable Interior Design Services for Tech Professionals in Seattle tells AI much more than just beautiful interiors.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Shifting the content strategy seems absolutely central here. The advice is pretty blunt. Stop writing for Google keywords. Start writing for context and expertise.
Exactly. The old way was, interior design tips or best sofas 2025. The new way is answering those full questions like, how do I arrange furniture in a long, narrow living room that needs to be a workspace, family hangout, and entertainment space, especially with young kids and pets? Real-life complexity.
So you're writing for that context.
Yes. And you need to show your reasoning. Explain why you chose certain materials, why a layout works for that specific family's needs, why you picked durable fabrics for the dog owner. AI seems to value that logical flow, that demonstration of expertise. The source suggests a structure, assess constraints, identify needs, explain material reasoning, detail layout logic, address challenges and solutions.
Okay. Are there any like basic technical website tips in the material for people who aren't web developers? How to set this up?
Yeah, the tips are pretty accessible. Focus on using descriptive headings H1, H2, H3 tags to structure your content logically. Makes it easy for AI crawlers to get the main points. Avoid just stuffing bullet points if you're explaining a core concept. AI seems to prefer more flowing, connected explanations for understanding expertise.
Okay. Paragraphs over bullet points for explanations.
Generally, yeah, for explaining why. And
Hmm.
crucially, link related content together on your site. If you have a guide on sustainable materials and another on energy efficiency, link them. It helps AI see the connections and understand your whole area of expertise.
Right. Building that web of knowledge on your own site.
Precisely.
The material also points out some common mistakes designers make, things holding them back in AI search, often because of those old Google habits.
Yes, a few key pitfalls to watch out for. One is trying to talk to the AI, like writing in a weird, forced conversational tone for the AI. Don't do that. Just focus on creating high-quality, comprehensive, logical content for a human reader. The AI is smart enough to process that.
EK, right for humans, not robots. Got it.
Second, don't completely ditch website basics. Site speed, mobile friendliness, security, that stuff still matters for user experience and baseline checks. But don't obsess over keyword density like in the old days.
Right, hygiene matters, but not the old tricks.
Exactly. And finally, don't try to game AI search. It's built to evaluate genuine quality and depth. It's generally not susceptible to the simple manipulation tactics that sometimes worked with older search engines.
Okay, good to know. Now, for someone listening who's thinking, okay, I'm ready, I want to do this material actually gives a 90-day action plan that
Yeah.
feels much more doable.
Absolutely. It breaks it down nicely. Days 130 are about laying the foundation. That's when you make that big decision. Pick one specific interior design specialization, just one. Then audit your current website content. Where are the gaps related to that niche? Create a content calendar focused only on addressing the unique problems and questions of clients in that niche.
And testing. You mentioned testing early.
Yes, start testing right away. Search in ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google's AI features, using questions relevant to your chosen niche. See what comes up now. See if you come up.
Okay, days 130. Specialize, audit, plan, test. What about the next month?
Days 3160, content creation. This is where you build that expertise library, right? Say at least 4 detailed guides tackling those specific niche challenges we talked about. Document your unique process for your specialization, step by step. Put it on your site. Create an in-depth FAQ section answering common questions clients in that niche ask. And keep testing. See how adding this new content starts changing the AI responses you get.
Right, seeing the impact. Okay, last 30 days, 6190.
Days 6190 are for refinement and monitoring. Keep testing your presence in AI search monthly. Super important. This is also the time to actively seek feedback from clients. How did they find you? What words resonated? Refine your website messaging based on both the AI tests and real client feedback.
So constantly iterating.
Exactly. Plan your content strategy for the next 90 days based on what you're learning. And keep an eye out, our competitors starting to show up in AI results for your niche. Monitor that.
That raises a really good point. How do you even measure success here? It sounds like traditional things, like website page views, might not tell the whole story if AI is just giving the answer directly.
That's exactly right. The material suggests shifting your focus. Page views might even go down for some informational content because people get the summary from the AI.
Oh.
So, new metrics to watch. How often is your brand or website mentioned in AI results when you search relevant niche queries? That's a big one.
Okay, brand mentions in AI. What else?
Track direct consultation requests, people reaching out already knowing your specialization. Monitor email signups that seem driven by AI discovery. Pay attention to referrals where the client specifically says they learned about your expertise via AI search.
And that testing you keep mentioning.
Yes, the most direct action is that monthly testing. Search those specific complex questions in your niche using ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI. Search for things like your city designer for your specific niche, or how to solve a specific niche problem, or your specialization design process explained. See what comes up.
Got it. Okay, bringing it back to the main takeaway from all this material, what's the bottom line?
The core message is really clear, and it comes up again and again. AI search rewards deep expertise far, far more than it rewards old Google optimization tricks. The analysis strongly suggests that specialists are just uniquely positioned to thrive in this new landscape. Generalists, trying to be all things to all people, they'll likely struggle for visibility both in AI tools and probably in Google's own results as they get more AI influenced.
So acting now is key.
Yeah, establishing your authority in your niche for AI search now is presented as the key to really being a leader in your market for the next decade.
So to wrap this all up, the shift is definitely happening. Demonstrating deep expertise in a specific chosen niche seems to be the most effective path forward with AI search.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the call to action from the source material is pretty straightforward. Pick just one specialization, like really commit. Then write down maybe 10 truly complex questions within that niche that only your specific expertise can answer thoroughly. Create your very first detailed guide tackling one of those questions this week. Put it out there. Then next week, test how AI tools respond to queries related to that guide.
And stop doing the old stuff.
And commit to stopping the habit of optimizing for generic Google keywords. Redirect that energy, that time, towards demonstrating your unique expertise. That's the core shift.
Okay, and here's a final thought to leave you with, pulled from this material. This transition from traditional Google to AI-powered discovery. It isn't really a hypothetical. It's happening now. It's going to continue whether you actively adapt or not. So the question isn't if this shift will impact your business. It's whether you'll proactively seize this moment, this opportunity, to become the recognized expert in your niche today, positioning yourself to lead for years to come, maybe while others are still looking in the rearview mirror at old strategies.
Thank you so much for bringing this material for our deep dive today. It's been incredibly insightful, really fascinating stuff.
Glad to discuss it. It's crucial information right now.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
That wraps up this episode of the Interior DesignHer podcast. If you want your interior design business to be a first mover in the AI search space, you're in the right place. In addition to this podcast, we've created a free guide to AI search for interior designers. We've even made a 90-day action plan for those of us eager to get started. Check for the link in the show notes. As an AI nerd, I'm begging you not to sleep on this. Other designers are spending time and money to be first in AI search. In fact, I'm already working with a handful of interior designers to help them optimize their websites, YouTube channels, and social media profiles for AI search. With this free guide, you can take steps right now that won't cost you a dime. And before you go, if you received any value from this podcast, please subscribe, rate and review this episode, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us get discovered by new listeners who need to hear this. See you next time.